Hello, I'm so glad you can join me today. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today I am making beef soup. I haven't made this in a while, so I thought maybe I'll make some today. I think I made chicken soup before. Today it's going to be beef soup. But in my beef soup, I'm putting some split peas. My split peas are already washed. And I have an onion cut up that I'm gonna add, and this is my beef here that I'm gonna be cooking. Now I know people in Barbados like to add pigtails to their soup, but guys, we're not adding pigtails to this soup. I try to avoid pigtails because of the health benefits, so I don't use it as much. So I try to avoid buying it. So usually when I cook soup, I don't put pigtails in, because I know some people are gonna say, where is the pigtails? So I'm letting you know now, I'm not putting pigtails in this soup. But I want you to come along with me and I will show you how I make my Bajan soup. Now in here, in this saucepan, guys, we're starting with, I have some water that I put on here to boil. This is 12 cups of water in here. And of course, it depends on how many people in your family and how much you want to cook. I'm doing this because whenever I cook soup, I'm cooking for 3 people now, but whenever I cook soup, I like to cook that some were left over for the next day, so I don't have to cook tomorrow. So this is 12 cups of water in here, and in here is 1 cup of split peas. So these peas are already washed and clean, so I'll be adding this to here. I have here 1 onion. I see I just chopped the onion up big. You don't have to chop your onion up small because it's going to dissolve in the water. So 1 large onion chopped up big is fine. And here I have, this is about 7 pounds of beef that I bought. So, and usually I chop my beef up smaller. You can chop them up smaller, but I did this big. I want it to be big, so these pieces are big. Whoops, I'm hearing thunder. You heard that noise, guys? That's thunder. It's about to rain. And I just dropped this in here. And what I do next is I put my cover on, and I'm going to leave the split peas in here to boil until they dissolve. Once the peas boil and they dissolve, then I would add my potatoes and so on to it. So I will leave this for a little bit and I'll be back as soon as everything in here is cooked. Okay guys, now I'm ready to add my potatoes. I left the meat and the peas boiling. It was there for an hour and a half because I was doing other things, so I really was not paying attention to it. So I left it for an hour and a half because I wanted the split peas to cook very soft, and they are soft. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mash them a little bit, because when I'm drinking soup, I don't like to crunch on the split peas. Usually what I'll do is I'll mash it a little bit, so I'll show you how I do that. But in the meantime, this is what I'm going to be adding to my soup. Here I have, this is sweet potato. I have the English potato here. This is also a sweet potato. I have some butternut squash, and I have some carrots. So these is what I will be adding to the soup. So come over here, let me show you what I'm doing. So over here, in here, as you will see, the meat, I already checked the meat. Meat, as you can see, is tender. The meat is already cooked. The peas like this, sometimes, I don't like the peas like that. So I'll take and I can go down to the bottom and just crush it. Sometimes what I'll do is also take the peas out and put them in a blender and blend it up. So I just go around like this to kind of mash them up a little bit. See? Okay, mash that a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and add all this stuff in here. So just add this all in here. And now I am going to season it up, and I'm going to make some dumplings. And as soon as the potatoes and so on start to cook, Then I'll add my dumplings. I'm not gonna add the dumplings in yet, but I'll add some seasoning. I'll show you in a minute the other seasonings that I'm gonna add. One thing I like to add to my soup is whatever vegetables I have in the house, I like to add. I already added some carrots in there. So I have here corn. I just found this corn in the refrigerator. So I'm gonna add corn, but I like to cut my corn small. So that's what I'm gonna do to this corn, and I'm gonna add this to the soup as well. So whatever vegetable you have in your house, just go ahead and add it to your soup. That's my corn. And here I have a piece of cabbage that I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna shred my cabbage. Also gonna add this to my soup as well. So this soup, where you finish with this soup, is a complete meal. So you don't need anything else with it. I'll be adding to the soup as well, guys. And I also have here some scallions. I'm gonna add this to the soup as well. Okay guys, this is the soup here. And I'm going to add some dry thyme in there. Throw that in there. And normally when I cook in soup, guys, I don't add a lot of seasonings to the soup, because I don't think you need to add a lot of different things. So I just add a little salt, and I'm not gonna be able to taste that right now. And I add a little bit of, this is barely coming out, a little bit of all-purpose seasoning, and a little bit of black pepper, if I could get it open. A little bit of black pepper. And that's all I'm gonna add to the soup right now. I'm just gonna leave this here, let it cook. Okay guys, now my soup, I just tasted it. It tastes very good to me. But this is something that I picked up sometime back in the store. I have never used it before. I know Jamaicans usually put this in the soup and they say it's good. So I want to give it a try. It's called Cod Flavored Soup Mix by Grace. I never used it, but I want to give it a try to see how it flavored the soup. Now I'm not quite sure exactly how much I'm supposed to put in here. It says that 1 tablespoon per cup. I got like 12 cups of water in there, so I don't know, but I'm just gonna pour some in, because this is what it looks like. Let me put on a spoon. I'm not gonna use the whole packet because I'm not sure exactly how much I'm supposed to use, but that's what it looks like. And I am going to try it in my soup. I just tried the soup just now. The soup tastes really good, but I'm just gonna I just want to try that, give it a little bit of kick. I mean, it tastes pretty good, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to use the whole packet or not. I really don't know if I'm supposed to use the whole packet. And I have a lot of liquid in here, so I may end up having to use the whole packet. Okay, let me taste it now that I put that in here to see how it tastes. I'll taste it, my friends. Tastes good. It tastes good, but I think I'm gonna use the whole packet. I used the whole packet, guys. And I guess that maybe depends on how much. This is a lot of broth in here, that's why I used the whole packet. And the soup is all done except for my dumplings. So let me put my dumplings in. My dumplings is here. I already made them, and I already you know, rolled them. I've made dumplings on camera before in the other soup, so y'all saw how I made the dumplings. If anybody wants me to make dumplings again, I will, but to save time I already went ahead and made these. So I'm just gonna let these cook for a few minutes, and then the soup is all done. Guys, soup is all done. Here it is. Now I'm gonna put some in a bowl, and I will taste it for you. It looks delicious. All done. Guys, my soup is all done. Here it is. It looks delicious. And I want to taste it for you because it looks good. It looks very good. Here we have a nice full meal. We have all our vegetables in there. We have some protein in there. We are good. Carrots, corn, butternut squash, and we have some potatoes in there. So we have, this is a nice meal. When you have this meal soup, you don't need anything else with it because this is a complete meal right here. And I want to taste it for you. You can go ahead and try that soup mix. It tastes pretty good. Actually, I was kind of concerned. I didn't know if it would take over the flavor or if it would be too strong, but actually it was pretty good. So let me taste this for you. Let me taste the broth first and make sure. It's good. The meat. See guys, this meat is all nice and tender and soft. I didn't buy, usually there's this stew beef that's already cut up. I didn't buy that. Just this is a different beef that I tried. Let me try it for you. This is like melt in your mouth. See how soft it is, guys? See how you break it up? See? It's like melt in your mouth. It's good. And I'm not really a beef person. I don't buy beef very often, but this is really good. I can just stand here and just eat all this because it's so good, but I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to eat all this in front of you. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you can make some soup. If you've never made soup before, you see how easy it was to put it together. Make some soup for your family. They will enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you know someone who need help making cooking soup, share the channel. Let them see how to do it. And click that bell icon. Until next time, bye-bye.